Right then, so let's crack on. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the RGM Experience podcast with me, Carl Maloney, that guy from RGM. We're back again for another week, here to have a chat with interesting people within the music industry. And grassroots music industry is where we like to specialise, but we do move beyond that as well. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a band on the rise. We've got Revivalry. Hey up, lads.
Hi, mate, how you doing?
Hey up. So we've got Lewis, Josh and Ben. So where did we find you today then, lads?
We're just at the drummer's house, in his living room to be exact.
Nice. Yeah.
Just chilling on his parents' laptop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
very
all right.
professionals.
Yeah.
Good on
Send the
you.
address and everything, everyone can come round.
And is that in Grimsby, Cleethorpes way?
Cleethorpes, yeah.
Cleethorpes, right, okay. Because I've seen a couple of places. I've seen you advertised as a Grimsby band and as a Cleethorpes band. So I just wanted...
Josh is from Grimsby, and then me and Ben are from Cleethorpes.
Oh,
so it's
bit of a
Yeah,
mix.
I've got to be the difficult one, so.
Right, fair enough. Well, what a year you guys have had, ladies and gentlemen. I can remember the first time I saw you guys live was about a year ago at Tramlines Fringe in Crystal in Sheffield. And
Yeah.
I was so impressed just with how strong you were as musicians and talented you were as songwriters, and the show that you put on for you know, how old are you guys?
17 and 16.
17 and 16. So last year, so you know, a year ago, you'd have been younger. I was just so impressed with how accomplished you were on that big stage in Sheffield, just having it, standing on the bar and stuff and playing your guitar. That's what I can remember on it. You had a Ratings t-shirt on and all, didn't you?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Okay, yeah, brilliant.
That was a tough gig, that one. I was really ill.
Oh, yeah,
I
go on.
got cold. Yeah, I was struggling to sing before it.
Yeah.
So then we did it, and it was like, to be fair, it was the first time we've ever done like the going into the crowd thing. So like, you came to a pretty historical gig for us, one we'll never forget. So
Yeah.
So what made you do that then? If it's the first time you did it, why?
Oh, what's he called from Crystal? Josh from Crystal.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
He's like the event manager, I think,
Yeah.
for that, or like the stage manager or something. And he was like, "Oh, we've not had anyone get on the bar this year, but usually everybody does." Like this.
so we took that as a challenge, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, I
and
like
it was
that.
like, because we were the youngest band, I don't think anyone really, at the time, no one had heard of us.
Yeah.
So we came in, everyone had really low hopes for us. We went to sound check and everyone started treating us like kings. And then they said, we've not had anyone go on the bar yet this year.
Yeah.
Kind of people probably assuming we wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's on the bar with his wireless.
It looked class though. What were it like up there? What was it like for you up there?
It was really good. If I'm fully honest, though, I was just worried about jumping down and breaking my
Yes.
neck.
Yeah.
That was the issue.
Did it affect how you were playing?
So,
Did it affect you how you were playing, or did you just feel like a class? I'm playing songs on top of a bar.
Actually, yeah, pretty much. It was just class, yeah. And I don't even think I made that many mistakes, really.
No more than usual.
No more than usual, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's rewind a little bit before that then. So before the Tramlines gig, we're going to come all to the amazing things you've been doing in the last 12 months and stuff and get to know you a bit. But before that, what were you doing before that gig as a band? How long have you been around and that kind of stuff?
So, before I've come in, like, I've been here for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So before they've just been playing about with different bands.
Yeah.
And then about just over a year ago now, they kind of messaged me and just said, "Oh, would you like to come and do vocals for us?" And then
Yeah.
here we are.
Well, actually, no, correction. We didn't say, "Do you want to come and do vocals?" It's, "Do you want to jam?" We had to see if he was all right.
Yeah, okay, testing him out.
First,
Then we got him in,
You
yeah.
can't just off it flat out.
Yeah.
So what were you two doing before that then? Before the singer joined?
Well, if I'm fully honest, I could barely play the guitar, so so I was just what is it? What's the word? Bedroom giggers. That's what we were.
Yeah,
I think we played the same Arctic Monkeys cover about 50 times one day in Lewis's bedroom. So that was about all we were up to before.
Well, that's kind of like standard type early, getting into a band you like, just learning their songs and just getting used to being a musician, I suppose, and getting into it.
Yeah, I remember I used to actually like shut my eyes and just imagine there was like 100,000 people just out there in front of me, and it always like I don't. It was like I do it all the time, just like so I could imagine what it's like one day to be there, and hopefully we'll get there one day, but we'll have to see.
Well, how did you know Joshua Singer then? How did that work out?
Basically, I was about a year before I joined. I was doing pub gigs,
Right.
little acoustic covers down at the local pub, and then I post a lot on Instagram and stuff. And it was actually I did a makers market, which was probably one of the like for how I played was probably one of the worst gigs I've ever done. And then she related to your mum.
Yeah, someone who works there is my auntie.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. And then they passed me on.
They passed on your Instagram, and then we just messaged you through there.
Okay.
Really.
So what was going wrong on that gig then? Why was it so bad?
Basically, I was learning a load of new covers.
Okay.
I didn't know them properly.
Okay.
Went on stage.
Yeah.
I played them really bad.
Yeah.
My voice cracked quite a lot.
Yeah.
I cried on stage.
Oh,
and then I went off, and then I went back on and did the rest of it.
Nice. Oh, well, one thing. So is it? When I speak to a lot of people that are from like seaside towns and that kind of stuff, they do find it difficult to get out and about because those type of areas tend to be like cover bands generally for the tourists and that kind of stuff. How have you found it? Finding stages to play and hone your craft a little bit. How's it been from a seaside town for you guys?
I'd say you've basically hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
Like it's quite difficult to get yourself out there, like especially from where I'm from. Like obviously we love Grimsby, we're all about it, but like there's not a massive scene. Like there's a few bands around here, but there's not like enough like to gain enough traction. Do you know what I mean? To like, and there's not enough excitement. I don't think about like original music coming in. So like that's a big challenge for us, I'd say, because we're kind of out of the way, and like all the venues and the big venues. They're all in like Manchester and like Sheffield and stuff like that. So we're always like traveling over to Manchester now. Like it's basically our second home, innit, to be fair, lads.
Yeah.
Like,
If we're gigging, it's probably in Manchester. It's hardly ever actually around here at the minute because there's just not a lot.
So how did you do that though? Because it's hard to get your name out there, and it's difficult if you're under 18 to get gigs too, because there's licensing laws and that kind of stuff. For example, for my gigs, I'd have loved to have you on last year or before, but the little venues in the northern quarter, they need people to be 18. There's just legal stuff that, I can't personally work around. I don't know how to do it. I'm sure if anybody's out there that knows how to work around it, then let me know. But have you found? How did you find it? Because it's no mean feat just saying, oh, we might as well just play in a different city. You need to know people in a different city. You need to network. You need to have a bit of a name for yourself. You need to have a following. You may need to be able to sell tickets. How did you find it? Making that leap.
I think the best thing for us is socials, like and Instagram and stuff like that. I think we did quite a few gigs in the Grimsby area, and then obviously put loads of videos on socials, and then we just kind of push them out, and then just like go to promoters like that have got gigs on and like. Do you need a support? I think at first when you're starting out, you've got to be annoying. You've got to pester people, because if you don't ask, you don't receive.
Not just at the start, the whole way through your life. You can't really slow down on that either. Even when you got albums out, you still got to be proper on it. There's no like when you get a record deal, there's no slowing down. That's when you have to work harder. It's a hard industry to want a career in. How do you find looking ahead with the world at your feet? How do you see the industry? How are you finding the industry? Cracking on with it, really. I suppose I'm trying to say. Can't speak. It's a hard question, isn't it? Sorry.
I mean, I think one thing about the whole indie sort of genre thing, I think it's definitely coming back, and I think the industry alongside with that is like, I think it's ready to support like bands like more than it has been in the past. I'd say it's definitely a growing industry. Like again, like don't get me wrong, it's established, but I feel like it's had a bit of like some downtime. It's ramping up again. Then again, that might just be because we're kind of new to it. So like obviously we're seeing like all these amazing stuff and like it's new to us. But everybody in the industry has been really nice to us. Like they've always been supportive. Like, or even other bands and stuff. Like they've always been nice. It's always positivity. So like that's definitely like one thing that we'd say. Don't be afraid to like reach out to people and like start chatting to like industry people, because 10 times out of 10 they're lovely and they only want to like build you up. You know what I mean? So.
Well, one thing, you are very active on your socials, and every time we share something, you're always saying thank you and that kind of stuff. And not a lot of bands do that. It's such a simple thing to do, but it does go such a long way. To you reply to every tweet, you send a message. I sent you a little message on Twitter DMs to set this up. You replied straight away. We got it all sorted. Those type of things, being available and thanking people for supporting your band as well. It does go so far. It goes so far, and a lot of bands just think they're too cool to do that kind of shit, and I fucking hate that.
Yeah, that's one thing I think that us as a band have really noticed. Like, we don't. A lot of people have said to us that it's really nice to see a band that's like dead humble and always thanking everyone for coming and just being nice as promoters. Whenever we leave a gig, we go thank the sound guy, we go thank the promoter. Yeah. But it's just like, to us, it's not something
general
that's like,
what to do it. It don't feel like a thing for being big in music or whatever. It just feels like general. Oh, the cheers, of course we're going to say thanks. And of course we'll thank the promoters to put it on.
You'd be so surprised how many people don't do that, though. They just think they're too cool. As soon as the gig's done, if they're a support band, they're straight into it back, necking free beers, and they don't go and watch the rest of the bands, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff is old-fashioned, and it shouldn't happen anymore. And if you're in a band doing that at the minute, just have a word with yourself, because it's a community out there. When you're supporting a band, or if a band's supporting you, then they're going to bring new people to the gig that could be fans of your band. So you need to respect that. And sorry, I'm having a bit of a rant here, aren't I? I'm enjoying this. But it's right. It's the real world, isn't it? It's a good way of networking and finding new bands and fans, and it just really annoys me that bands don't do that as much as they should.
Yeah.
But well done for you doing it.
We can't go into the back and steal the riders because we're all underage.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Well, that was maybe a bit of a reflection on me a little bit as well as a promoter. Well, I provide the beers for my gig, so I'm allowed a couple, I suppose. Anyway, I divulge. Right, and so you got together. Did you, Lewis and Ben? Did you have a band name before that? Were you playing live or just in the bedroom?
Well, we've tossed and turned with a few different band names, but I think Revivalry has always been something that we kind of collectively liked. So
give us a few examples of the names that didn't quite make it then, because I always enjoyed them.
The Century was one of them.
The what?
Which is not a good name.
What was that?
The Centuries.
Oh, the Centuries. Okay, not too bad. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of that. This was quite a while ago.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Revival.
Yeah,
Revival for ages, and then we realised there's like 50 other revivals. So we did the RY on the end because we're really lazy. So RY, there you go, that'll do it.
No, it's a good name, and it's good. You're good. Like band names are generally, I don't know, it's quite cheesy, I suppose, or they can feel that way. But Revival is a good name. It's a good solid name. That I like that.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you. I know my granddad's going to watch this, so I just want to give credit to his name that he suggested, the Shrinking Donuts.
Oh, okay. Bad granddad.
He wanted us to be called the Shrinking Donuts for absolutely ages, and he's not let go of the fact that we haven't been called the Shrinking Donuts. He even got me
so much.
Yeah, he got me a mug after we got signed of pictures of us and just the Shrinking Donuts underneath it.
Bad granddad, back off, let him move on with Revivalry. That's my little message to you, granddad, mate. But keep supporting the boys. I know, I'm sure you love it.
Yeah.
Right then, okay, so right then.
Cheers, granddad.
I think it's lagging a bit. The zoom's gone a little bit. Can you hear me, boys? Oh, here we go. Is it lagging? We're back.
No, it's our internet again.
Yeah,
no, you're okay, lads. You're okay. It's gone a bit red. I can edit all this out. It's fine.
Hello.
There we go. Yeah, that's working again. Nice one.
I think we're back. I'll let you know if it starts glitching again.
Cool. That's cool. So, right then. So the Crystal gig happened then. So what plan did you have after that gig to crack on? Because you're fresh off Kendall Collins' big, massive stage, aren't you? You know, and that just looked fantastic. But what did you decide to do? What decisions did you make as a band after the Crystal gig to crack on and take over the world?
Basically, after Crystal, we went and played our local park, our family fun day. That's what we did straight after that.
Right. Okay.
And then we did Humber Street Sesh. After that,
nice.
Which was kind of like our first major festival, because it's got like some bigger names on there.
Yeah.
But we did that on the youth stage, which is obviously the smallest stage. And I think we had loads of people watching.
Yeah, it's been about 1,000.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was the first day we felt like proper rock stars, because we've got like a mosh pit open up and everything.
Yeah.
And there's people singing along and stuff, so it's like got that rock star treatment, really.
Yeah.
And then after that, because we was obviously thinking we want a little bit of change in direction,
right,
like for stage presence wise and look, and we just went to go see October Drift.
Yeah.
For like
Perfect.
some inspiration for like stage presence and stuff, and that's where we really saw the masses at work to like going out into the crowd and stuff, and was like just kind of taking
we
kind of took mental notes and just was like, we'll try that.
We just nicked their ideas, basically. That's what it's.
Do it though. It's what it's there for. You know, I know the October Drift lads well. I just know how professional they are, and you know, just speaking to Kiwi once, and every venue he goes into, he's having a look around at what can I climb on tonight? How can I make an impact? How can I create some amazing photos from each gig and keep this image of the band going at every opportunity? It's a great band to take inspiration from for that kind of stuff. Good
I
work.
can back that, because I do that all the time now.
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, that bar looks standable, or like I can go on there.
Fair enough. And have you ever found somewhere that you're going to climb and thought, nah, I'm not actually going to do it, or fell and broke your neck?
No, there Gorilla Beer Hall in Mexborough.
Okay. Here we go.
I was very confident that I was gonna. They've got the balcony at the top, and I was very confident that I was gonna climb over the railing and just dangle off it. And I was like, I'm going to do it. And then I got really shaken up because I dropped my microphone down the stairs.
So if he can't hold the microphone, how is he going to be able to dangle off of the balcony?
So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm too clumsy for this, and I'm not doing it.
That's funny. But still, you're going to keep doing it though, mate, You know, you'll learn from all those things, won't you? And work it all out.
Going a lot of bars.
Stuff. That's not.
Yeah.
So how do you create the music then? What kind of process do you go through as a band to create the tunes?
Ben comes up with a riff normally.
Yep.
And then we just sit in the practice room, just throwing ideas at each other, just writing lyrics down, and then eventually, just throwing random ideas turns into a song, really.
Yeah. Something like that.
And how do you know when a song's finished? Because you can play it. You can play.
That's a conversation, because he doesn't know when a song's finished.
No, right.
Go on. Let's argue it out. Go on.
I'm somewhat of a perfectionist, so I think until a song's recorded, it can get better and better and better and better. So that's my philosophy on it.
Yeah.
I think if there's something that you can add that sounds better, I think you should change it no matter what, unless it's obviously been recorded.
Yeah.
Whereas Josh here thinks after one writing session, we've just got to leave it and we can't touch it.
Yeah.
I think it needs a bit more development and tweaking. So
what? And I'm just stuck in the middle. And I just play drums, so I have no clue what they're on about.
It sounds like a good dynamic to have in the band, though. You know, you've got a mediator. Lewis is going to mediate it. Ben's going to push it to the nth degree. Josh is just, you're just going to be there and sort it, aren't you? You're happy with it. It's a nice dynamic, that.
It's a really perfect middle ground, because Ben would, if it was up to him, everything would just change. You'd have a different song.
We're still just constantly changing the songs that we already have.
Yeah.
So we can kind of change it to be as best it can be, but not change it too much with because I'm very anti-change sometimes.
Yeah.
So
so how do you tell Ben that it's finished then? Ben, how do you know it's finished?
I'll be honest, they don't really tell me that much change. I just do it anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, no, it's to be fair. I think a lot of the time we'll have like a debate and stuff. So like the changes that I want to make and the changes that I think like I'll make the song better. If it just goes to a vote, and quite a lot of the time we'll end up changing it. But like on the odd one, some people will just be like, no, just leave it. So then at that point we just leave it and we just have like a group vote on it.
Well, you've still got time on your hands. You know, you're bringing music out now. You'll probably look back in 5 years and think you could have done something better. But that's just life, isn't it? You know, that's the same for everybody, isn't it? Really, you can't change what you've done. You can just work on being better musicians, writing things different, being more original, doing things your way. I forgot what my point is. It sounds like you've got a good plan anyway with it.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah. It all evens out in the end. It's just a bit of a pain to get there sometimes when it's I suppose.
Brilliant. So what you mentioned earlier that you've got signed. So talk us through that. What does it mean to be signed these days?
For us, it's like a pretty big moment. That's like a massive turning point for a band. Yeah. But also at the same time, it can be starting all over again.
Yeah.
Because we had 2 songs out on Spotify at the time, and when we got signed, they went down and we went for a fresh start. Yeah. But it's kind of like starting fresh in a way that's even bigger than before. So it's like really rewarding to us to get to that achievement, because with a lot of people going up to you like, yeah, you were really good, or like, yeah, that was the best show I've seen. It can mean a lot, but at the same time, it's like, how do you know they're not just going and telling every band that?
Yeah.
But having...
There is a lot of that as well.
Yeah. Having someone say to you, I believe in you that much that I want to sign you and like put my money towards you. That's how much I believe in you. That's something that's really rewarding to us as a band.
Well, that's another dynamic. Is there somebody else telling you when the song's finished then? Not necessarily you guys, any of that?
No, they're really good with letting us be creative and do it. Obviously, we can't take the mick with it and spend like 50 days just trying to get the one song down. But it's, they are really good with just letting us be creative, have the process, and make sure the song's as best it can be.
And who are you signed to? Let's give them a shout out.
Cosmic Glue.
Cosmic Glue. There we go. So what is a record deal like then as a band? So I appreciate they might cover some of your recording costs and that kind of stuff, which is always nice. Do they help you with any other things?
There's loads that go like with it, really. It's obviously you've got marketing and stuff like that, so that they'll push our campaigns and stuff for us. Well, when we get to that point and when we're like releasing tracks and stuff, and then they'll help us like with printing, and then also just like relations with other people and networking as well. Like there's a lot of connections and a lot of people that we've been able to speak to that we wouldn't really been able to speak to before, and they've just been really, really helpful and really probably the best decision I think we've made. Like singularly, like they're so good over there. So big shout out to them.
They help a lot with like because we've just launched our mailing list as well, so that they've also helped set all that up, and then they also help us with like even getting some gigs. Like we're playing when this goes out, we've already played Victoria's Festival. That was helped by the label, and there's also obviously, which I'm sure will come on soon, hopefully, Kendall main stage.
I've seen you've still got your little armband on. I bet that stinks now, doesn't it?
It's not bad to be fair.
You're still there.
It was annoying me over the weekend having it on. He's had it on for like,
I don't know. He's still got it on. That's crazy.
I mean, I have loads of armbands on. Yeah, you still got it on. So I'm used to them.
Fair enough. Well, we definitely will come to Kendall. But where are we in the timeline then? So we did Sheffield. You did the Park gig. You did was it Mexborough? Did you say? Am I getting it right?
Humber Street
Street session. And what were the other one after that? I've got a shit memory.
and we went to go see October Drift.
October Drift, that's it. Yeah, so stage presence. So you're learning, you're soaking everything up, sponges, just writing your tunes, getting out there, copying October Drift, which is perfect. And then, some big gigs start to happen. So before we get to Kendall, you've had a few other shows as well. Talk us through a few of the other experiences that you've had before Kendall.
Oh, where to begin?
We go chronological, so like Alex Spencer was like a big one. So
Wow, yeah.
It was at Manchester Academy 3, and it was a really good crowd. Alex is such a nice guy as well.
Yeah, I've had him on the podcast. Love Alex.
Yeah,
what a guy.
It was a really good crowd. Like, it was one that was really into it.
Yeah.
And it was just generally a really cool venue, like I say, and it was just one of them gigs where I was like, wow, this is like, it's just like memorable.
How do you find support slots like that? What do you as a band get from those things? I know what bands get from it, but I'm just interested in what you thought you got from it.
So support slots like that come along from connections.
Yeah.
It's like, we've known Alex since we started. Since he signed his record deal, we've known Alex. Yeah. So he's a lovely lad, and he promised us a support slot, and then he got us on it, which was really nice. And from support slots like that massive Academy 3 gig, and then obviously we supported the Lathams as well. Yeah. Support slots like that, we noticed that from the morning after that, or like even when doors are closed and everyone's going home, phones are just pinging, we're just getting new followers and stuff. That's probably one of the big things from that scene, that we get followers from it, because it's people wanting to follow your journey after that.
Organic people, straight, just looking at who you are, they're impressed by you, aren't they? That's the best way to grow on social media, organically, isn't it? Instead of asking people for followers and that kind of stuff that I've been guilty of in the past for RGM, but sometimes you just got to beg for these things, I suppose.
Yeah.
You just got to graft, don't you, and grind and do it however you can. So the Lathams, then, talk us through that experience.
They're so nice. Like, generally, they're just another band we've taken a lot of tips from, like the stagecraft and all. Like, they just sound beautiful together. Like, the musicality of that group is insane. But when we were supporting them, we had 2 shows. We had one in Kiel, which is a bit away from home. Yeah. So that was a great gig. There was like a couple thousand there. That was amazing. And it got us in front of a lot of people. So I think it's like vital for us, like as a band, just starting out. We need to like get, if it's the first time like people have heard of our name, or like the second, the third, like any sort of introduction or like retention of our name to them is a win for us, really. So like, just to be able to like sort of spread the word around the country in front of so many people about us, I think is like the big takeaway from that gig, as well as just meeting some of our idols, really. Because did you
have a game of darts with them backstage? Did they have the darts out? I hear they're keen on darts backstage, them boys.
There was talk about darts, but there was no darts board.
It was in Kiel Student Union. The ballroom in Kiel, which is an ace venue. Look really, really nice. And then there was Hull University Asylum, which is probably one of the most gorgeous venues I've ever seen. It's just stunning everywhere. So that one will forever stick with me as like one place I would love to headline one day.
What have you learned from the Lathams then, just watching them?
To be fair, I think it's the key thing for me as a guitarist is watching their guitarist solo, because oh my god, it's raw feel. Like, it was just it was getting all the notes perfect. However, there was like feel to them as well. So he wasn't just like playing like sort of like mechanically. Yeah, exactly. Like it felt really, really organic, and like you could see the interaction between them on stage as well. So it just shows like, even like, it's important to interact with the crowd as much as it is with each other, I think. Like you have to sort of give each other that look, like show that you're all in there as a group, and people like love to see that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I can remember seeing the Lathams when they were first out, and to see how different they are with their stage presence, especially, the singer, Alex. He's learned to be a front man. He's grafted and worked on that. It's just nice to see hard work, gets you places, and just to see how amazing they are. And what I did like when last time I saw Latham's, Bridlington, for This Feeling by the Sea last year, they had like plants and shit on the stage. They have like a set and a carpet and shit, don't they?
Yeah, I love their stage design. To be on that stage design is really cool as well.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah,
like because obviously them rugs and stuff that they have on stage. Yeah. I don't know why they have them, but they're just nice.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
The vibe of them's just so lovely. Yeah. It really chills you out. For some reason, it like makes you feel really calm when you're on stage.
Yeah. And he had like a little stool. I think he had like a little stool just next to drum kit. I think that he sat down once just while some part of the song were going on. He just wanted to sit down and just enjoy what's going on around him, really, which I thought were nice. They're really original, aren't they, Lathams? They're just class, aren't they?
It's got a bit of like a retro-y vibe, I'd say, to it, like with all the carpet and stuff. It's cool.
Have you got any plans for a stage set? What's your stage set going to be like when you play your own big headliner?
Oh, right. Okay.
Josh has thought about this already. Go on.
I have thought about this way too much, right?
Go on.
We've got the Rocking Horse. The Rocking Horse has got to be there.
Okay.
The Rocking Horse
from the single cover, got it.
Two Sips in the Town. It's got to be on stage somewhere.
Right.
But I've started using two amps for my setup now.
Right.
So I'm gonna get two massive amps, and they've got to be like their massive Marshall stacks and stuff. They've got to be everywhere.
Yeah. Nice.
Lewis's drum kit's got to do some Motley Crue kind of thing, going up, back, down, and that. They've got to be flames. Flames are a must.
Yeah, flames. Yeah.
This is when we're headlining Wembley. 2025 headline Wembley.
There we go. 2025. Right, well, I can't see any reason why not, lads.
Yeah,
true.
And have you stolen the Flames idea from the Ratings then?
Yeah.
No, actually, it's Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, okay, right. Fair enough.
We stole them from a different band actually, so that's loads better.
Okay, good. Well, I can remember when we had a little chat in Sheffield. I just came over to say a quick hello to you. You had Ratings top on, and they've influenced you over the years. And I saw you on one of the recent Ratings videos that they put out on Sundays on YouTube. You featured on that and all, didn't you? But was that Kendall calling that?
Yeah, that was Kendall. Was that when Ben comes out of the portaloo with a can in his hand?
That's it. Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't coming out. I was just coming from the direction, just like so.
Yeah, you were just having a wee, Ben.
Let's just move on to Kendall then. So was it the record label that helped make that happen then?
So the label, we've known Ben Robinson from the field.
We've had Ben on the podcast. Lovely guy.
Yeah, he's ace. To be fair, we watched Hello Cosmos, and the way he acts on stage is so different.
It's like bipolar. Like, it was weird. Like, one minute he's just this like quiet, like shy guy. Then he gets on stage and he's got a megaphone out. It's great. He's like this. He's like, he's getting all in there. And he's jumping about. It was great to see.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So Ben, we've known him for.
Yeah.
We actually wouldn't be Revivalry without him. Right. He's helped us so much along the way. And basically, he was booked for Kendall already.
Long before we signed.
Yeah, long before we signed. Yeah. And then he watched us play live at Yes Bar in Manchester when we were supporting Def Retro. And straight away, like a week after that, we got a phone call just saying, because we was booked for Tim Peaks, and he said, I don't know why we've booked you for there. You played like a stadium band. Yeah. We want you. Kendall Corlin would like to invite you to open up our main stage. That was the exact words of what he said.
Nice one. Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it? And it does show that just giving your all in these little venues. Like, yes, was it the Pink stage or one downstairs? Which one were you on?
The one downstairs. It was probably like 20, 30 people there. We just gave it our all.
Nice.
And when we got that phone call, especially in my house, because we wasn't at practice or anything. We just had a Zoom call to get told it. And I remember my dad started crying as well. So that was really nice.
He'll thank you for saying that, no doubt.
Yeah. Sorry, Dad. And I actually think my mum shed a tear as well.
Yeah.
So it was quite a surreal thing to get told. To get told you're playing like the biggest stage at a major festival is mad.
Yeah. My mum was like, "Oh, sound." So. I don't think she really clocked at first, but no, she did eventually. Yeah.
So how did you prepare for the biggest stage of them all? Then, a big festival stage. How do you acclimatize to that quickly when you're used to the smaller venues and now you've got your mates right over there now? They're not just you're not just close to each other. How did you work that? How did you work through that?
My back garden
session in Josh's garden.
Did you? Oh, fair enough.
My back garden. I've got a swing set in it as well, and it's like stuck to the ground. So I was like running around through the swing set as well, just like to get a feel of it. Yeah. And it was weird doing that production thing because we'd like had our pedal board set up. We weren't plugged in or anything either, but we had a drum kit set up as well just to make sure like we know exactly what we got.
Had the electric drum kit out so I could make sure it all worked somewhat spatially as to how it'd be on stage.
There's nowhere to climb at festivals, is there? What did you do about that? What I can't climb, or could you climb something, or did you climb something?
I didn't climb anything. However, we have an acoustic song that every single gig we play in the crowd. I'm guessing you've seen it on socials at some.
Yeah, I didn't know you did it at every gig though. Did you do it at each one?
It's a thing we started in like September.
Yeah, okay.
And we wrote a song specifically to play in the middle of a crowd, get everyone to have their torches out and just make it a really like special moment.
Yeah.
And it's one thing that's like, it's a special moment of every show, but Kendall was something really different because we're on the big screens and we can see us on the big screens in the crowd. So it was so weird to see.
I think another thing about it as well, we were all plugged in as well, so we had to get like microphones and stuff, and there was a lot of logistics, like more than usual, because usually we just do it completely unplugged. So like they had to actually like get a wireless out for me, and it wasn't working at first, so I was like, I was a bit worried.
You had to get a new wireless and then return the old one like a week before. So it was proper stressful, really. But
And you have to put something on the big telly behind you as well. There's that kind of stuff to sort out, isn't there?
Oh, our back screens were really good. I can't remember who Dan. Dan did one, and then the lighting engineer just started putting like these videos that he prepped for us.
Oh no!
On this back screen, they looked really cool. I just remember looking back at Lewis because I can't stop looking at him. But I remember. Sorry.
I'll just let it go. I'm just going to let it go.
You gotta love your band mates, haven't you? But I just remember looking back and just seeing this massive screen with our name on it, and it was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
pushing down.
He'd watch himself on that screen all day.
I did.
Were you nervous for it at all?
Yes.
Terrified.
Okay.
Terrified.
I was a bit nervous. Yeah.
I do
think it was good nerves because then we got on the stage and it all turned into adrenaline, which is exactly what you want, and then that makes you play a lot more energetically and that.
Yeah, and I've always had a thing of like whenever it's like a massive gig, like I didn't do it at Alex Spencer because like we'd like gotten proper warmed up for that, and by the time we was on stage, we didn't really have time to clock it that like there was a massive crowd out there. But I did it for Latham's because in Kiel, there's the balcony that you've got to walk across to get to stage. And it's like, we got to stage 5 minutes early, so we're there, we're ready. And I was just like, I can't do it. I'm so nervous. I don't think I can go play to that many people. But then you do it and it's just so fun.
Oh, nice.
I do that all the time now.
Looking back on it, would you change anything of that experience?
No, I would not. We'd practiced every single day for a month up until that point, so we were pretty ready. And
I wouldn't change anything.
I really enjoyed that post you put on social media and meeting all the famous people behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Talk us through that. Were you chasing them down or something, or were they chasing you down?
They were just kind of stood there.
Yeah, you just hang out backstage and be like, "Oh yeah, that's the singer of Feeder who's just walked past."
Yeah.
And it was like really casual, but then we were like, "Oh my god, that's the singer of Feeder."
Yeah. It was nice to chat to them as well. Like it's quite odd to like they're just normal people. Like I just went and had a chat to them about like playing and music and stuff, and we've all got like sort of pre-established like common interest as well. So I feel like you all automatically just get on anyway because you've got loads to talk about. But yeah, a lot of what we were doing, like we weren't really chasing them down as such, but just throughout the weekend, we'd be going and watching our favourite band sets. And because we have the artist pass, we could just get straight back, like behind the tents where they were playing. So after it's been like, oh, do you want to go meet these? And then after we've seen them, we just go walk around, nice set, like have a chat about it and what we liked and stuff. And yeah.
Did you get any words of wisdom from anybody that you did any advice?
Loads.
Yeah.
There was this guy called Blair, who was in Dead Pony, and he gave us a lot of insight on like digital recording and like playing with tracks and stuff. As like especially with guitar and like string instruments as well, like the plugins and stuff he uses. So that was really like important knowledge to like for me that I'm definitely going to be using in the future. So that was great stuff. Trying to think, the Royston Club were quite insightful.
Lovely lads, top lads. Them, yeah, we've had them on the. I don't know what else I'm going to. I feel like I've had everybody on the podcast lately. It's great, isn't it?
When we went to meet Royston Club, I was proper fanboying. I've been a fan of the Royston Club for ages. I went to see him at their Corpse show in October. And it was originally in Academy 2, but obviously all the stuff with the Academy is had to close.
Oh, was that in Sheffield?
Yeah,
Corporation, and because O2 Academy, Academy's closed down.
Yeah, it's a great venue, Corp.
Yeah.
But I remember
I've been in some rectangles in that building, mate. That'll tell you about off air. I've been in some rectangles in that building, I'll tell you. Go on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I just remember watching Royston Club and I was like, these are one of the best bands I've ever seen. And then we went to watch them at Kendall, went backstage and they were just there. So then we were just casually talking to Royston Club and I was like proper fanboying it out. And then backstage at the Artist Village, on the main stage, there's just famous people walking around that like I've been fans of for ages. You've been fans of for ages. You've been fans of for ages. So it's like
we're just sort of there. It's just a bit surreal, really. Yeah, and we're like coming to it new.
Yeah,
class.
Although I didn't get to meet Noel Gallagher. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
What you did.
Yeah. I had Jessica on, who was one of Noel's high flying birds, on last week's episode of the podcast.
All right.
Really nice lady. Just telling us all about what it's like to be in a band with Noel. One day I'll try and get Noel on the podcast. That's one name that I'd like to get on one day. We'll get him on. We'll get you and Noel on one day, you lads.
Oh yeah,
that's the dream.
We should see who watches it and see who can get Noel on the videos.
Brilliant. So the Kendall calling gigs happened. This is out on Monday, and the weekend before this. Well, you're just about to go down to Portsmouth, aren't you, for Victoria's Festival? You must be old hats at it now. You know all what to expect. You must be just another big festival.
We've got 2 festivals this weekend, two major festivals. So it's like,
and then obviously Victorious is down south at Portsmouth, and then the other one's way up north.
We're at Camper.
Right.
So it's
bit of a scramble.
On Friday, the exact plan is to wake up at 2 a.m. to drive down to Portsmouth.
Wow.
6-hour drive, could be more with bank holiday and festival traffic, and then from Portsmouth drive another 3 hours up to Camper Calling.
Is that do you do that straight after the gig, or do you stay down there?
Straight after the gig.
Wow, okay.
Straight after sleeping at Camper and then playing the next day. So it'll be a busy weekend, but it'll be good.
Who's the hero that's driving you?
Lewis's dad.
There we go. Well done, mate. Well done.
got forced into it.
Fair enough.
Big up, Billy.
Yeah, nice one. So you've had this big weekend. So what's coming up for the future of Revivalry then? Talk us through what's ahead of you.
It's a lot of material release. Like we're in the studio all the time now. So I think we've only obviously got 2 tracks out with 2 sips. Obviously, Stream That Now. That came out the other day.
Yeah. Recommended by RGM.
Yeah, so we've got a few tracks down, and to be fair, I think it's just getting in the studio, perfecting our craft at that, and maybe looking at getting some like EPs and stuff released in the future, maybe.
Yeah, nice. And then we've started headlining our own gigs now. We've got
nice.
When this goes out on Saturday, we'll be headlining the Imperial in Mexborough, 31st of August. With Static Lives and Stained Glass.
Nice.
Look at that. Just know it. And then 6th of December, we'll be headlining the Deaf Institute in Manchester.
Lovely venue. Have you been there before?
Yeah, we supported The Height.
Ah, nice. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, we've had those boys on and all. Nice one.
Yeah, they're
good lads.
Aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, nice one.
So, yeah, it's a gorgeous venue, Deaf Institute. So I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, nice one, lads. Well, it's really nice just watching you grow over the last year and just see you smashing it. Proud of you, lads.
Oh,
thank you, mate.
You're doing everything that you should be doing and more, and doing it your way. And there's a lot to be said for that kind of stuff. Nice one.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
No, you're welcome. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Lewis, Josh, Ben, thanks for joining us for another episode of the podcast. We'll get you on in another few months again, and you can tell us about what it's like to headline Wembley and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One day.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for an episode of the RGM Experience podcast. We've been name dropping a few people that we've had on the podcast. So if you've enjoyed the show, jump in the archives, have a look around. There's loads to hear and see. And Lewis, Josh, Ben, really appreciate you spending a bit of time with us this evening. And I can't wait to see what you do next. Nice one, guys. And in the description of the podcast, you can download the music and get the tickets for the gigs and that kind of stuff. Got to say that.
Sick.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, man.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my little studio. We're just having a look around. This is where I record loads of good chats. And you know that already because you've just finished one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed it, have a look around. Look at this. There's different videos all around here. New videos that you can enjoy too. I promise you it'll be all right. Nice one. Thanks for tuning in again, guys. See you soon.